Welcome to a special podcast series, Breaking the Silence, Canada's Classrooms of Injustice, a series that delves into the stories about the federal day school system, produced by the Legacy of Hope Foundation with the generous support of the Indigenous Screen Office. Over the course of 8 episodes, we'll hear powerful stories and reflections that shed light on the often overlooked impacts of the federal day school system on Indigenous peoples, families, and communities. Join us as we listen, learn, and honor the stories that must be heard and must never be forgotten.
Today, our host Gordon speaks with day school survivor Navalik Tologanak. Navalik attended day school in Cambridge Bay. She is a natural storyteller and shares memories from day school, including traveling to school by dog sled and being snowed in during winter storms. Navalik touches on the unique experience of Inuit students in the colonial education system and how day school ultimately prepared her to not be afraid of white people. Thank you for tuning in, and please enjoy this thoughtful conversation for the Roots and Newts podcast Day School Series project.
Our guest today is Navalik Tologanak, Navalik Helen Tologanak from Cambridge Bay, and we're talking about the federal day schools. And maybe you can start by Helen or Navalik. You can start by telling us about your family background and your cultural background. Where are you from?
Okay. Hi. Greetings to you all. My name is Navalik Tologanak, and my middle name, my English name is Helen. And I was born and raised in Cambridge Bay, which used to be NWT, is now Nunavut. It's on Victoria Island, not far from North Pole, if you look on the map. My mom and dad had 11 children, and some of them have passed on, and some are still alive. So I'm one of them. I have a daughter. Her name is Kimberly, and she lives in Edmonton. She's got her family with my granddaughter and her partner, Al. And my son has gone to the creators. He left us in 2009, but he left me a beautiful grandson. He's 17 years old now, and he just graduated in June. And his name is Felix Akana Het Tuluangnak Labri. His dad was from Ottawa, but now lives somewhere in Newfoundland, I think, Nova Scotia. He travels around Canada doing contracts, doing roofing and siding. So that's his expertise. Well, we hope to all gather together in memory of my son up in Cambridge Bay soon, but it's so darn expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I have a great granddaughter. Her name is Jade. And she's 2 years old, and they just moved to Kogloktok from Cambridge Bay, where her grandmother is from. So we get to see her online, though, when she FaceTime or the grandmother sends pictures. And it's every day almost. So it's really good that way. My healing is mostly when I'm down with my daughter, and that's where I am right now. So
Did other members of your any other members of your family attend the federal day school in Cambridge Bay or anywhere else?
we didn't. I did. I'm not sure. I think my brother did. My 1 year older than me, David, did. And I'm not sure about Kane. He just passed away in April or in March, end of March. And I'm not sure if he went to day school in Cambridge Bay. But we had to go to day school because my dad worked on the dew line. So us kids, we were flown um, to Cambridge Bay from the dew line sites. And we stayed in boarding homes, and sometimes my relatives would take us in. And I was only in kindergarten, grade 1, 2, and 3. And then I finally started going to a residential school in Inuvik with all the other kids.
Hmm.
So I never really asked my brother Kane if he did or not.
Yeah.
Yeah. But my teacher, I still keep in touch with her.
Wow.
She's from England. Her name is Helena. And she married a Dene, a Tucho from Fort Franklin. So she lives over there, and she's getting on her age. She's still alive, and she still writes letters. And um, she sent a bunch of pictures, but they're at home in a photo album.
Yeah.
And we were happy when we were with her. She was the kindest teacher. So she would always invite us to go and eat, dance in the living room. And she really enjoyed having Inuit kids at her. Not only Inuit, probably mix of non-Inuit kids there too. But all I remember is myself. Like, I was too young to remember lots of that stuff that was happening. But I remember my parents moved back to Cambridge Bay so they could be with us. And my dad worked on the dew line there. So it was really good. And
What's the dew line? Describe what the dew line site is.
it's like a military base. It was built by the U.S. Air Force back in the 40s, 30s, 40s, and 30s, and 50s. And they built it all along the circumpolar regions, right from Alaska, Greenland, Canada, Russia. And it's like a round circle on a map. If you locate each dew line site, it's mostly all the circumpolar countries. And they were built to watch for
Invaders.
What in case there was a war or something. I
Right.
guess I
Right.
don't know. I never really knew about it.
It stands for Distant Early Warning System.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So, anyways, my dad was a very good mechanic and jack of all trades. So they really used. They enjoyed having him work with them because he spoke good English, and he spoke Inuit Nuktut. Inuit Nuktut is our first language. So when there was people that spoke good English, of course they would get jobs right away, like at the U.S. Air Force, the dew line, the Hudson Bay RCMP. My dad eventually quit the dew line and became a special constable. And so when we were going to school, we went by dog team in the winter because
Wow.
we lived across the bay there before the new town was being built. And the new federal day school, it was across where the new town is, near the nursing station that was built there too. Everything was built like in Quonset huts or portable buildings because we had no community. So um, uh, the new settlers, I'm going to call them, they started building a portable huts, portable nursing station, a Hudson Bay store. RCMP was where we had our tents and our huts across And that's where my dad started working as an interpreter and as a special constable, working with the RCMP. And I always look forward to going to school because they provided meals for us. The lady that looked after the church, Kay Gordon, she was the cook, and she cooked meals. And when you're inside a warm building like the Federal Day School, you want to stay there because it's got heat. A lot of us across the bay, us Inuit, we didn't have heat. We mostly lived on the RCMP provided an oil stove for us in our little hut, and then the other places were igloo and tents made out. The tents were made of skin, um, and snow and ice. So whenever we got picked up by RCMP, they had their dog team. They provided all the rides to the school, and we look forward to going to school because it's nice and warm, and they had heat,
Hmm.
and plus they were feeding us,
Right.
and we had lots of good meals there. So we were well looked after that time.
What kind of food did they feed you?
I don't remember, but I remember taking a vitamin pill in the mornings. We had lots of soup, porridge, bannock.
Wow,
Um,
you had it good.
yeah, we had really good meals from Kay Gordon, and I always remember Kay Gordon.
Yeah.
She was so good to us,
Were you
and she
allowed to
was like
speak?
a pastor, and she had her church, like she have church service in people's houses or in the buildings, or a little shack that was well built, and they'd have church in there,
Did they have
or
a
there
church
was heat.
did they have
The
church in school?
oil stoves were really in need that time, and we were warm. We were still living out on the land,
Crazy.
but we were happy. There
Yeah,
was no alcohol, no drugs, nothing.
yeah.
Life was so good that time. But we were poor, but we didn't care if we were poor. We didn't need to be rich. As long as we had our parents and we eat, sleep good, we had an oil stove. Like I said, the oil stoves were really popular then.
Mm-hmm.
And the US Air Force provided those for the Inuit on our little island there. And there was camps all along the ocean and lakes, rivers.
Yeah.
We had a good life that time. So, and when it's storming, we don't get picked up by dog team to go to school. And if it started storming when we're at school, we sleep at the school. They put out mats, and we all sleep in each classroom, like girls in one room, boys in another, and depends on your ages. The older ones got to have their own um, classroom to sleep in, and us younger ones, younger girls, we were all put together in one classroom. We sleep over till the storm is done, and we get up. Breakfast was made.
Were you allowed to speak in Inuit?
If we did, we would only whisper.
Really? Were you allowed, or was it against the rules to speak your native
I
language?
don't remember because I was so young.
Yeah, yeah, I can imagine.
And if we did, we would whisper in our language because we were scared to speak it. We whispered to each other, but by then we were speaking English already too.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
It was common for students not to speak very loud in
yeah, we
school.
whispered a lot.
What about religion? Did they teach any religion in school?
We had to say a prayer in the morning. I don't remember if we had religion classes or not, but like I said, the the lady that was doing all the cooking,
Mm-hmm.
she had her own religion. It was the Glad Tidings Church. Her
Right.
name was Kay Gordon.
Yeah.
Yeah. And of course, we had to say our prayers and stuff in
What about
English. Everything was in English. And it was written on the blackboard, and we had to follow that and read the prayer from the blackboard when it was written.
right? Did you sing "God Save the Queen"?
Yeah.
Oh, Canada.
Yeah.
Would you say that you had a negative or a positive experience attending school?
Like I said, I always enjoyed, I like going to school because it was
Okay.
warm when we were
Right.
little kids.
Yep. Where's the day school now? Is that building still standing?
No, it got torn down and they built a new one. So we got two schools in the same spot. The elementary school, it's called Kulak Elementary School, Kulak Ilihakvik. And then the high school was just built in the 90s, and that's called Gillinek High School. The schools, they were in our dialect,
Mhm.
and which related to our culture, like Kulak is, of course, the lamp. And then Gillinek is the area where Inuit, who we are as the Copper Inuit, we're known as the Inuit. And that's the name of the high school, Gillinek. It's like the south tip of an island.
Yeah. Yeah. What's life been like after day school for you?
It was like I was prepared already, like because we had to have rules. We learned the O Canada or God Save the Queen. We knew the English. Everything was taught in English. It's like we were already prepared. I was. And when I was going into grade 4 and on, I went to when they start sending me to putting me on a plane to go to Inuvik, where the big residential school and the hostel was. As long as I had my friends and my people from home who were in my class, as long as we were together, we didn't cry too much. But I remember some of my schoolmates, my community members, little girls, they kept crying because they were so scared. Me, I wasn't scared. I looked after them. And to this day, I still look after people. And I'm not scared of white people anymore. And it was like the federal day school already prepared me to be with kids, and I didn't cry much. But the other little kids cried a lot, so I would hold them and be with them and talk with them and play with them. And they followed me around, and they weren't scared when I'm around because I looked after them.
Right.
And to this day, all these years, I still look after them.
What's the highest level you went to in day school? Grade
3.
grade 3. Okay.
But
Okay.
I was sent off and on, you know.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
there was room on the plane, if there's no school in the class, they send us.
Yeah.
But mostly the older kids were sent.
So what do you do now?
I've been writing stories and writing columns, taking photographs for the past 30 years with News North. And that's based out of Yellowknife, but I've been writing and taking photographs from my community for the past 30 years, since 1995. And I'm still writing. And
Wow.
that's only a couple of hours a week. In one
Yeah.
week, I can do all that. But I'm still writing and I'm still taking photographs. Of course, I'm getting a little slower because I'm aging.
Yeah. When
And I volunteer or otherwise I get appointed to meetings, committees, and workshops and attend conferences. That's what I enjoy
yeah,
because I get to see some of um, the rest of Canada, the Indigenous people, and to see what they went through also. And they had it more severe than we did.
yeah. What do you think? How important is it for Canadians to know about this federal day school history?
Well, it's part of Canada. Canada did this, and they need to know what happened behind those doors or at the schools or at the hostels. It's part of history, and it's important to learn about our own country's history and our own people's history. And you can't hide the fact that there was so much abuse. And, that's what they're trying to do is hide it. But us, we're speaking up now, and they're starting to listen to us, and we're not afraid to speak up.
You hear people talking about reconciliation
Yeah,
quite a bit these days.
yeah.
What comes to mind when you hear the word reconciliation, or when people are talking about reconciliation? What do you think?
Well, I think it's gotta happen. It's slowly happening. And we as Indigenous, we as Inuit, we're not scared anymore. We can work together now with the government, and they're slowly letting us join the government. We're speaking now in our committees that the government allows us to, and they appoint. Reconciliation is things like relocation, like with Martha and her relocation court case.
Yeah,
And those are going to happen more and more because we're hoping to do that in our area for the Perry River, Baychimo, and Bathurst um, residents that were forced to move out of there and forced to move to Cambridge Bay or Cogloctok.
yeah,
So at least, you know, um, there's no more abuse. And if there is abuse, we're able to report it.
yeah,
And it may become a court case if it's severe. And of course, we have few of those that are happening. And I think a lot of our teachers are not alive anymore because we are elders now, and we're there. We're the survivors, and reconciliation has to happen. And I think I'm proud to say that Canada is one of the first countries from around the world to have reconciliation, and that other countries follow forward to go with us.
yeah,
And we can be that leader and teach other people, other countries to do reconciliation like Canada is. I think it needs to happen around the world. And Canada's been one of the first to do this. And I'm quite happy to hear that. And when we were with the Aboriginal Healing Foundation as board members, all of us were Indigenous from all regions of Canada and all nations like Inuit, Métis, First Nations. And we all tell the same story. Everybody had to go to school. We're forced to go to residential school. But
yeah,
now we can tell our stories. And now the Canadian government can learn from us and to reconcile. So we hope that it'll carry on for years. And our grandchildren, our kids, they're going to become parent. They're becoming parents already. We're already grandparents. They're going to tell the stories. And it has to be written like and told. and it's probably already on video and storytelling in books and recordings. And it's good, but no more of that's going to happen because it's not allowed. It's not allowed anymore. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you very much. Is there anything else you want to add before we end this?
I'm just really happy that your organization and you yourself, Gordon, it's very important that these go on and that everyone listen to stories. I was so small that I didn't really, go through too much because I was at home. And by the time I was, in grade 4, we start flying to Inuvik. But like I said, I was scared.
Mm-hmm.
I knew my mom and dad were far away, but we stick together as kids, as Cambridge Bay kids. We stick together and cry together and suffer together, play together, go to school together. We all grew up together. Now we're all grandmothers. We cry sometimes when we try and remember things and we want our parents to come back, but they've gone. My daughter, my grandchildren, I don't want to see them going through this residential school system anymore. They never will go, and they're not going to go like us.
Yeah.
They're safe.
Mm-hmm.
But we have to teach the other, like the white people and that, we have to teach them.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you for your time and for participating in the Legacy of Hope Foundation's Roots and Hoots Day School Series podcast. We're talking to Helen Navalik Tologanak from Cambridge Bay. Nakumik.
Hey, thank you.
Thanks for tuning into this special podcast series on the Federal Indian Day School System, produced by the Legacy of Hope Foundation and made possible by the generous support from the Indigenous Screen Office. This series deals with difficult subject matter. The Hope for Wellness helpline is available 24/7 to Indigenous peoples across Canada and can be reached at 1-855-242-3310 or available through chat at hopeforwellness.ca. Counseling is available in English, French, Cree, Ojibwe, and Inuktitut on request. For more information about the Indigenous Screen Office, visit iso-bea.ca.